Well, hello YouTube and hello Twitch. YouTube if you guys are watching the VOD after this, and Twitch if you're here, like Jetstream here and now. I am Pinstar, this is Transport Fever 2, and we are in medias res. This is my YouTube series, or rather, the save game from my YouTube series, that we're going to be picking up right where we left off. Yeah, only 3:09 a.m. Only 3:09 a.m. Jetstream, you be crazy, man. Right then, so let us take a little survey here of our domain, our kingdom, our transportation empire, if you will. Just to sort of, for anyone who might not be caught up on all of the YouTube episodes so far, that way it gives a little context of where we are right now and therefore where we will be going. So our original two cities here, Fujeziville and Shonafield, have been kind of our mainstays, and if you'll notice, they both have the same demands: tools and fuel, and that has been largely the thrust of our focus here in the early game. Is not only moving passengers back and forth with them, but also getting up fuel and getting up tools. In fact, specifically these two factories have been doing a lot. Not to mention our lumber long haul route, which is taking raw wood all the way down here to Cameron's Clippers and working this sawmill to death, essentially. And then bringing the wood back here. And we make just boku bucks every time they go back and forth here. So our bank account's doing pretty well, all said and done. Now, not to leave some towns out here, we wanted to find the on this map there, every good, well, every town demands two different goods, and every good is demanded by exactly 3 towns. I don't think that's random luck that we got that. I think that is how the game is sort of algorithmically, so it's not true random, but that way it prevents a situation where like every town on the map is demanding one thing and then, you know, some other good just simply doesn't exist. So our third instance of tools here is being demanded by Larissaburg. Now, being that Shonafield is on the coast and Larissaburg's on the coast, we took that opportunity to get ourselves a nice little route here for cargo and, as while we're at it, passengers. We have we've been experimenting here with sort of the intracity tram line, which seems to be working out pretty well for us. Now then, let me see how we're doing here. We got a full boat here. This ship is heading back. This is our tool delivery ship. And then I actually just recently purchased an extra ship of each, one for the passengers and one for the tools, just because of the volume bouncing back here. Oh yeah, no, the demand spawning in threes is going to vary. I actually did some test games where I spawned out larger or smaller maps, and like on a large map, you get four representations of each good, but they're distributed among the cities. But there are just more cities throughout the game, and they seem to try to spawn themselves in like in numbers of 3, so that like the math works out nicely. So they will always try to even themselves out. You might be able to get a map setting where the city doesn't, you have like one odd city out, and so one good's more represented. But I think it's sort of protected against like having nothing demand a specific good. So anyway, so that was our third bit of tools here. The other thing to flesh out and finish off the fuel here was up here in Theboten. Now, Theboten is rather far away from our Mimic's fuel factory over here, and shipping it all the way over there, while probably pretty lucrative, is also probably pretty awkward. So I opted instead to use the materials. We have an oil field up here, then a refinery, then another fuel factory, and then just a delivery zone here. Although I think I forgot to. Oh wait, did I? did I, hang on. Mimics fuel fast. Yeah, no, I just bought a whole crap ton of trucks here. So these are going to come pouring out of the depot here. Because we just had our first delivery of fuel here. Some cargo items are lost because the station is overloaded. Ah, that's not good. That's also one thing that they just added. Play something in multiplayer? Absolutely. Armello, something like that. Definitely I'd be down for that. So one of the things they added in this most recent patch is my theory about cargo vaporizing due to lack of due to lack of space at the station is correct. Collision. Ooh, okay, we can get that one a little bit longer there. Beautiful. Yeah, we were losing goods there specifically because there wasn't enough room to hold them. And obviously that's a bad thing. Now I'm going to want to do the same thing here, just to expand this out here a little bit, just so that we can hold it, just so that we have room here. Okay, that should be good for here. We're already getting some good build up here at the boat south. I think I added another passenger line or two here. Yeah, see, I did. I got an extra boat for that. We might need another thing of oil. Let me just double check my Josh's northern crude. Yeah, we only have the two. Let's get one more oil tanker in there. That might be a little overkill. Yes, this is Transport Fever 2. It is indeed, and it is awesome. So we're going to add you to Josh's northern crude, and that should get that flowing nicely. Now we're losing some cargo here at this, but because this is an oil field that spits out 400 anyway, it doesn't release until the 11th. But I got an early press key and have been permitted to share it with the world. So if you have any questions about it, then please absolutely ask. I'm happy to show you around and tell you all about the game here. Now then, I think for the moment, we're in a pretty good spot here. So I think it is time to break ground on our new project. So I had promised in a past episode on my YouTube series that we were going to get into a new industry, and now I will finally fulfill that promise. What is our new industry? Well, let's take a look at where we've been building here. So we've got Larissaburg here, and Larissaburg's pretty happy with their tool supply. They'll be a little bit more happy once our extra boat kicks in, because I mean, look at this thing. Actually, we're oof. Hang on. Speaking of cargoes and not enough room, damn. Yeah. Nope, can't. Yes, no. There we go. About to say. Let's put a large landing on here. It's gonna be a little awkward, but that's okay. I don't know why there's, yeah, there we go. So, what I want to do here is for Milena Cargo, I want to lower Shona Field. Instead of that, I want you to, yeah, right there. That's where I want you stopping. Because, not necessarily because it's more efficient, it's actually less efficient. Hey, Snarky Chef, welcome, Fujezi, welcome to the stream. But anyway, this should be able to hold more stuff without hemorrhaging cargo, because we don't want to lose our precious tools. We worked hard on those, and Larissaburg needs their tools. Right then, so what is our next plan of attack? Well, if you look here, Larissaburg's doing pretty well with their tools here, and we'll be doing more. But what else do they demand? Because Larissaburg has a lot of potential here. 159 base, which is actually pretty darn good. But they also demand machines. Now, the machines are also demanded down here at Port Airty. Now, granted, Port Airty's kind of tiny, but we're in the neighborhood. And machines are demanded by South Zafira. And we're already in this area, and these are all port cities. So delivering said machines once we get them produced will be pretty profitable, and we can hook up a couple more cities, get them up and running, and then while we're at it, once we get the industry flowing, then we can, in good faith, get passengers flowing as well and make our transportation network all that. Does your city need bread and bricks? It does need bread and bricks. We're actually going to be getting into bread after we finish machines. I'm going to kind of loop around here because then South Zafira wants bread, you want bread, West Espen wants bread. So you guys are the next stops in our hooking up projects. But one thing at a time here. So I see here we have a machines factory. Now machines are a bit more complex to make than what we've been making so far. Right now, the most complex things we've been making, fuel is crude to refined to fuel to delivery. Not too bad, and it's all kind of linear. Only requires yes, they both need bread and bricks. So we'll be doing the bread along here, and then we'll be getting into bricks as afterwards. New Jetstream and West Espen here. So yeah, that's that part. But our machines here need a bit more complex. They demand one thing of planks plus one thing of steel to make one thing of machines. That's all right. My train of thought is derails frequently. Yeah, we need to get 2 refined goods into this to make an even more refined good. Now, we've been pretty darn good at cranking out the planks, and part of me was pondering just sort of poaching some planks off of this route right here, because I mean we are making copious amounts of planks. But that being said, now that I ran the numbers in my head here, so we've got two different lumber camps here. They're making 800 production, all said and done, which will be delivered here to Cameron's Clippers, which can at its peak produce 400 planks. But if we look up here to the tool factory, at its top here can also handle 400 planks incoming. So this whole line kind of feeds itself evenly. And if we, and even though we might not necessarily need 400 production worth of stuff to feed all of our tool demand, our cities are going to be growing, and therefore they're going to start demanding even more tools. So we will at some point actually need to probably produce 400 tools. So I have decided not to poach anything here. I'll probably be still reinforcing this line like crazy, because we want to max it out. We want that 400. I mean, we already maxed out Melena's Masterworks here for the level here. Is this a civilization type game? It is not. It is a transportation tycoon game. It's essentially, we don't build the cities. The cities are there, or the industries. The cities and the industries are all there when the map is created. It is up to us to move the goods from point A to point B in a manner that is efficient and profitable to us, but also gives the towns what they need, because that's how they grow. So our current task is machines. So let's ponder the first step of this. Well, we have this Cameron circle cutters here. This little lumber mill that I completely missed when I was planning out my initial route. I probably would have used this one for this tool factory had I noticed it, but I completely missed it. So I decided, oh, you know, these sawmills are rare. I have to go all the way down here for that. I didn't have to, but it ended up being very, very lucrative. Very, very lucrative. So I have no crickets there. But now we have this open sawmill here and fresh demand for new lumber. And it just so happens that we've got two Boyd's barrels and Boyd's bark, two more forests. This whole map is lousy with forests. Like, there's forests everywhere. So maxing out our industry with the timbers, probably a good idea. I would, if I do say so myself. So we need to get these over to here. Now, slight logistical problem, one we have not had to tangle with yet. And that is, this is kind of like an arterial spine for our transportation networks. This line alone has like 4 or 5 different trains on it, not to mention this passenger line up and down, and the eventual cars that will be going back and forth here. Now, we could just draw, hook up a train, draw a track right over there, and then just, set up some signals, but that would slow everybody down. That would be problematic, especially once we increase volume. So I think, yes, you are right, Jetstream. We are going to get into bridges. But first things first. And I was experimenting with this offline here, but I don't want to set up more than one station per real stop here, because you have to pay a decent amount of maintenance on stations. So what if we did something cooler? What if we did something to the tune of, oh, I don't know. Let's get, hang on. Oh yeah. What if we put these two together like this? Let me zoom in here just to make sure it's grabbing. Yeah, see that little roadlet right there? Well, that's what we want. Let me just make sure that this thing has a little roadlet. All right, there's a little roadlet right there. Excuse me. Now, if we grab ourselves a cargo terminus station up here. There we go. If we put it right here in the middle, the catchment area hits both forests. So both of these forests will now be teleporting their collective goods to this one station. So this one station will be having an 800 production of raw lumber. That is fantastic. That's probably a metric F-ton more than we need at the moment, but I'm thinking long term. Trying to future-proof things here, because then there's less expansion and demolition that we need to worry about later. Right then, now here comes the tricky part. And I had to practice with this, and it still may take me a moment or two to get this. So with bridges, what we want to do is we want to build the bridge first. And it is the comma or the period key. See how my cursor is going? See that little shadowy ball above that? I'm basically telling the game I want to build something, but I want to start it that far up in space. Now, I obviously don't want to start that far up in space. What I do want to do here is let's do path of least resistance, maybe. Well, here, let's start you off here. Nope, too much. All right, I think I started too close. Hang on. There's a way to start it off. There, that looks a lot more reasonable right there. You build the bridge part first. You follow my train of thought? Well, good. Great minds think alike. So here we have ourselves our little bridges going over our stuff here. So we're going to build just the bridge part first. Then what we can do is we can grab this end and snake it over here to the station, because it's just going to naturally go back down to the ground, and make as gentle a slope as it can handle. Now then, I think the correct answer in this regard is to sneak this around behind. And actually, yeah, we don't even need to get this. We don't even need a road. We can just have this cargo station hook right in, because this is kind of where we want it to go. I'm going to put it further down just to give us a little bit more wiggle room, so we can have a slightly smoother slope. That should do nicely. Now then, let us see here. All right, so then we'll grab the track at the end here, and we're just going to drag it. No. I think I built it too high. Yeah, I built this bridge too high. I need to demo it. We do not. We just need high. We just need it to be high enough to make clearance. We don't want to go sailing into the stratosphere down here. Yeah, that works out pretty nicely. How much is that? Yeah, that works. 201. Not too shabby. Although it does still look like it is way too high for what it needs to be. Because I mean, look how low it is down here, but this train can pass under it. So this bridge is too high. It is too high, and we want to minimize the height. It's not just an aesthetics thing. It is absolutely a logistics thing, because the more height a train has to cover, the more it slows down. Yeah, we don't need you. Maybe it would behoove me to cross this over. I'm not too worried about expenses at this point. I'm willing to go back and forth here, do a little experimentation, just to get the ideal thing. Because yeah, it's costing me a little extra here in the short term. Okay. So we're going to keep you here, like that. Nope. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to cross this up. Oop. Oh, no. Don't need to go that high. And then, yeah, pop it up by 1. That's all we really need is that little bridge juncture at the minimum height. And then these two can talk to each other. Too much curvature. Damn. Alright, slightly wrong angle here. Bridges are finicky a little bit. They are a little fussy, I will be first to admit. But you don't have to do them too much, and they do look cool once you get them working proper. No. What are you doing, game? Let's see if it can let me drag this. Oh, actually, that's not bad at all. Right there. That's nice and flat. And yeah, I'm even sending it further down. That's not bad at all, actually. Although perhaps, let's just start with the basics here, because we know this is going well. This does what we need it to do. Now let's just make sure we can hook up this end. let's clip this little end right here. Why don't you demolish individual trees? Still way too high? No, that looks pretty sensible. If they're letting us get away with this, that's like right at the cusp. And then yeah, it bows over a little bit, but then it comes right back down. So I'd say that's much better than the other one that we had here. All right, let's get you plugged into the station here. Why are you manipulating the terrain like that? Well, I guess you don't want it to be too steep, that's why. Yeah, the speed limits here are going to be a little rough, but the fact that it's going to have to climb up and down, also a little bit rough. No, I think it's fine. All right, now let's try it on this side. Let's hook you up on here. Nope, no, game. Don't be silly. You know what I'm working on, game. Actually, before we do that, let's clip this stuff just so we have a clean entry into the station. Game, that's not where I'm grabbing it. Thank you. Okay, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get. Honestly, that's about as to try to get more than that is to be a little bit on the greedier side. But I am going to future-proof this in the sense that I'm going to actually do our doubling up here. So we're going to actually need to do the same exact thing. But using the other one as a guide, it should, in theory, be easier. Yeah. Structure not possible. Would it be easier for me to swing the outside? Yeah, it might be easier for me to swing on the outside. Yeah, that's got me a good split out here. It's gonna be expensive, but I'll take it. And see, yeah, see, it's mirroring it even to the point of doing the bridge. And it's following the contours back down. All right, this game, gold star for you, game, on making this double track along a bridge be nice and smooth. Yeah, we'll put you to here, and then we're gonna want to merge them back in, like that. Beautiful. Ah, perfect. Love it, love it, love it a lot. Okay. All right, we're in good shape so far. No, signals, one-way signals, doing it the American way. Drive on the right. That signal's too far up, because we want the trail of cars to be a little bit further up. That should be good. Thank you, autosave. And then, yeah, you get far enough up here, and then you come down here. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Now I think we are cooking with gas. We do need a depot, but we also need another. We need to extend our line down here to the machines factory. Now, I'm not going to go blasting through the whole mountain here. That would be needlessly expensive, especially when a trip around town here not too far out of the way.